Well, Bore Da, for this final week of devotions, I have decided to share with you each morning a hymn that is written as a prayer. For today's hymn, we'll go to the words of Henry Francis Light, son of Captain Thomas Light. He was born at Ednam near Kelso on June the 1st, 1793, and was educated at Portra and Trinity College, Dublin, of which he was a scholar, and where he graduated in 1814. At one time, he had intended studying medicine to become a doctor, but this he abandoned for theology and took holy orders in 1815, his first curacy being in the neighbourhood of Wexford. In 1817, he removed to Marazon in Cornwall, and there in 1818 he underwent a great spiritual change which shaped and influenced the whole of his life from that moment on. The immediate cause of this change came about as a result of the illness and death of his brother. The famous hymn or prayer of his that I'd like to draw your attention to this morning is one that we very often associate with funerals. Listen to the words. He prays, "Abide with me. Fast falls the eventide, the darkness deepens. Lord, with me abide. When others' helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. Swift to its close ebbs out life's little day. Earth's joy grow dim, its glories pass away. Change and decay in all around I see. O thou who changest not, abide with me. Come not in terrors as the King of Kings, but kind and good with healing in thy wings. Tears for all woes, a heart for every plea. Come, friend of sinners, thus abide with me. I need thy presence every passing hour. What but thy grace can foil the tempter's power? Who like thyself my guide and stay can be? Through cloud and sunshine, oh, abide with me. I fear no foe, with thee at hand to bless. Ills have no weight and tears no bitterness. Where is death's sting? Where grave thy victory? I triumph still if thou abide with me. Hold thou thy cross before my closing eyes. Shine through the gloom and point me to the skies. Heaven's morning breaks and earth's vain shadows flee. In life, in death, O Lord, abide with me. This is a prayer for God's abiding presence. Its opening words are a simple cry, abide with me. And in the closing line he makes this declaration, I triumph still if thou abide with me. Light knew that God's abiding presence changes everything. Having God with him made all the difference. He speaks of the dark experiences of life and their loneliness, as often others helpless to alleviate any pain and fail, and comforts flee. However, he prays, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. Light looks round at the world he sees, and he sees everything changing and decaying. But he takes great comfort in God's immutability. Like James, he knew that every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. Then in the third verse, we have the phrase which brings a ray of hope to all in the midst of the dark trials of life, as he prays, come, friend of sinners, thus abide with me. This is our hope in life. Jesus is the friend of sinners and therefore is always available to us in our weaknesses and in our failures. And light brings his prayer to a climax in the final verse as he prays, I fear no foe with thee at hand to bless. Ills have no weight and tears no bitterness. Where is death's sting? Where grave thy victory? I triumph still if thou abide with me. Yes, there is triumph for the Christian in life and in death when he abides in Christ and rests under the shadow of the Almighty. His triumph is, of course, as a result of the finished work of the cross. Hence he prays, hold thou thy cross before my closing eyes. With him I pray this morning, in life, in death, O Lord, abide with me. Enjoy this hymn. Pob Bendydd.